Hey guys, Useless here, and today we are going to be reacting to some story and gameplay content, whatever, from the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. This is obviously a game that I think a lot of us have been have been a little worried about, to put it lightly. And I just want to be sold on it at this point, you know. After we found out that it was going to be live service, it was pretty much like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. And then I think it was in like the last, I think it was a state of play, right, that they did, where they really just revealed all the microtransactions and like just, you know, Destiny style menus. And we're just like, oh no. And I was just like, I don't know about this. And then the gameplay itself, I mean, I thought it looked okay. Like, it looked fun, but it didn't blow me away. So I want to, I guess, out of this, I'm not expecting them to have completely overhauled the game. I think that's unreasonable at this point. But, you know, I think they took like almost a year after they delayed it by almost a year. I'm hoping that it's just the story actually looks really good and that the gameplay is just polished to all hell. That's really all we can hope for. Like, I'm not expecting for it not to be a live service or anything, but I am hoping that whatever campaign is in here, that at least is good, you know. So we'll see.
Where are we going? And who are we killing?
I'm Darius Sadigian,
What even?
director at Rocksteady Studios.
We just saw Harley Quinn dive bombing into the ground. It's like, what? It's just so weird.
My name is Axel Rigby, and I'm the game director here.
Hello, Axel Rigby.
Let's go.
At Rocksteady, storytelling and character depth are the core DNA of our game.
Sure.
These are not features, but Rocksteady fundamentals.
Okay.
With Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, I mean, we wanted to tell a new story.
Don't tell me
We wanted
that,
to
show me it.
expand the Arkhamverse.
Oh god,
Coming from Batman,
they're
we're
desperately being like, guys, it's in the same universe as the Arkham games. Trust us.
his perspective, just from his lens. Now getting to see the world through the villain's eyes was really the hook for us.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, I'm not even upset that it's a Suicide Squad game. Like, I know people are just inherently mad that Rocksteady didn't go out and make a Superman game, right? Like, immediately after the Arkham series. It's like, you can go in whatever direction you want. I just would have rather it had been a single player experience, you know? And call me whatever, an entitled gamer for just wanting a game that I can play through, complete, get a meaningful experience out of, and then walk away.
Kill the Justice League is a third-person action shooter that can be played solo or with your friends.
It's a story-driven game that highlights Rocksteady's experience in bringing characters to life. As a Suicide Squad, you'll be forced to take on an...
I mean, they are really emphasizing on the fact that it's, like, story-driven. I mean, that's okay, if you say so. I feel like the Avengers people said the same thing.
absolute impossible mission. You must kill the Justice League.
We want the mechanics of the game to really reflect the personalities of the squad.
I'm always first on the trigger.
We want their moves to be flamboyant, exaggerated, chaotic.
Let's make like cheap chewing gum and not stick around.
Now, our 4 members of Task
Yeah, it's like it's like the gameplay as well. The gameplay looks like they tried to make a Deadshot game with it being, sure, a third-person shooter, and then they were like, yeah, I guess everyone else will just play like that as well. I don't know. It's just weird.
Force X find themselves inside Metropolis. At twice the size of Gotham City in Arkham Knight, it's big, it's loud, it's a battlefield. It's a place built for verticality, mobility, the unique fusion of enhanced traversal, gunplay, and melee weapons, creating a supervillain empowerment.
I will say I do appreciate the fact that, from what I understand, the way Captain Boomerang like sort of teleports, quote unquote, is that he throws his boomerang and then he gets momentary access to the Speed Force, and it's not really him teleporting, it's him like running super fast to the destination. I kind of appreciate that.
We think is a totally original gameplay experience.
Is it?
There was just an opportunity there to expand into co-op and have this dynamic world where friends can come together to share an experience. Or players can go solo, switching character members between missions while savoring each and every story twist.
Okay, say so.
Full of pride for what we have accomplished together.
We want to welcome you all to the first episode of our new series, Suicide Squad Insider, where we will provide a deeper look into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Let's go
Over
deep.
the next few months, we'll
go
be
in
unpacking
raw.
the game,
Show it to
answering your
me.
questions and sharing a few surprises as we move closer to our launch on February 2nd.
February 2nd
We'll also
is crazy.
cover how
It's actually
Rocksteady
like not
continues
far
to
away at
support
all.
the game and its players post-launch with a huge amount of free content.
On this episode, you're going to hear from different members of the Rocksteady team as we explore more of the game's story, the world of Metropolis, and the core gameplay experience.
The Suicide Squad. A fitting moniker.
Let's jump into it.
Inside the Suicide Squad.
Normally, when you make a game in a superhero universe, the protagonist is the best person for the job. The squad are definitely not the best people for this job. They're the only people available.
Hey, Suicide Squad! Fuck you!
And so it gives the narrative.
I mean, okay, I will say, throughout all of this, the cutscenes do look good. Like the cutscenes look like Rocksteady cutscenes. It's mostly just when it cuts to the gameplay that I'm like, is this just gonna be like what the Avengers game was, which was a bunch of like sort of like co-op missions, you know, or co-op matches that are just like put into a single player campaign. Like I remember like the most memorable one from the Avengers game was that whenever there would be like the missions where you have to like capture an area as if you were playing a multiplayer match. It was just like, why am I doing this in an Avengers game? It's like, oh yeah, it's because I'm playing a live service game where that they have to put in like a single player campaign. And that's just kind of what I get that feeling when I'm watching the gameplay. I'm like, this doesn't feel like a gameplay experience that is like tied into a single player experience, right? A single player game where everything is fully designed for that singular experience. I know I'm messing up everything that I'm saying here, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm playing a game that has been crafted for me. It feels like I just hope it doesn't feel like a game where I'm playing a multiplayer game by myself, if that makes any sense.
And the gameplay, a kind of frantic, slightly panicked feeling where they are trying to figure this out as they go. The Arkham games weren't gritty because Rocksteady makes gritty, dark games. They were that way because that's what suits a Batman story.
Sure.
Every game we approach that with a similar mindset of just like, how do we enhance that experience? How do we excite players in new ways? For the studio to try something new and stretch our legs with a shooter first and with the high, powerful traversal elements was coming out of our comfort zone somewhat, but we wanted to see what we could do to put an Arkham spin on the action shooter space.
Now get your damn gun out!
In true Rocksteady style, the cinematics are kind of the heart of our story. It's the most cinematics that we've ever done, and every one of them is crafted to perfection.
We're not just trying to do what we did before, we're making something which fits the source material that we think will make for an interesting story, but will feel different.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, when you look at Arkham Knight, like, the cinematics were great, sure, but that's not, in my opinion, that's not what made the storytelling in Arkham Knight interesting. It was the gameplay, you know? It were the moments where Batman would be, like, hallucinating, and things in the world were changing, and you would, like, walk into a room, and it turns into a nightmare scenario where like you're seeing Jason Todd get beat by the Joker or whatever. It's, you know, remember the moment when Joker is singing to Batman and Robin is like sneaking up behind him and trying to take him out. It's like it's stuff like that Rocksteady are so wonderful at making, just completely incredible in gameplay experiences. Where can you even really do that realistically in a multiplayer game? It's like, can you do stuff like that when you have to be able to play this with a friend as well? I don't know. So it's like the fact that they just said that their cinematics are the core of their storytelling. I'm like, is it? I don't know that that's true. At least not after Arkham Knight.
To introduce you to our story, let's jump into an early part of the game.
Okay.
Amanda Waller, the director of the government agency Argus, sends the team behind enemy lines into Metropolis.
Harley Quinn, should you not be more cautious?
She ain't wired that way.
Oh, Deadshot.
Hidden in an underground train station, the team finds a secret elevator.
Until we figure out where the hell we are, let's play along with Waller.
Oh, is this a superhero museum?
Can Waller not hear them, or
Hate superheroes. And museums.
isn't this like the Hall of Justice or whatever?
I've seen it on TV. It's the Hall of Justice.
Okay.
Let's rob the place.
Idiot.
Through these doors lies the inner sanctum of the Justice.
Is she that tall?
Sounds very grand, doesn't it?
Okay, I don't think so.
And it is.
I was about to.
She's a dame who
I
can
was
almost make me
about to
listen to a boring
say.
PSA.
Don't touch anything that's gonna set off an alarm. I ain't fighting any supers for you.
I have read much about the Justice League, and still, they are larger than I expected.
Those holograms aren't actual size, Sharkman.
Okay, this is
It's so
this is
true
fun.
to the characters
This
that they're
right
in Hall
here
of
seems
Justice,
fun.
and the first thing they think is, what can we steal?
Hey, man, watch the
Ah, shit.
glass.
I'm okay.
What the hell you got there?
Thought this baby was a myth.
Okay, so that's how he gets his Speed Force powers or whatever.
Back when Doc Savannah tried to lift Flash's gimmick.
Miss you, Red.
Oh yeah, because Ivy died in Arkham Knight, right? That was a thing. Keeping up the continuity or whatever. Yeah, I remember they'd said that Harley's traversal is gonna be between using Batman's grappling gun and also using a bat like hover or drone thing that she can like use to swing on in order to traverse the city. I mean, it's obviously like a ridiculous way to make Harley Quinn be able to traverse an open world, but I guess it's kind of fun.
You found the Riddler's hat of invisibility!
That's fun.
Where'd the shark go?
Children.
Ooh, nothing says international assassin like a frickin' jetpack.
Shit. I'd break my damn neck.
You're probably right. Jetpacks seem more like a Deathstroke thing anyway.
Ooh, stroke his ego or attack his ego? I don't know. What am I saying?
Mine.
I will say, like, 3 minutes into watching these characters, I'm immediately more, like, invested in their relationship than I ever was in the Crystal Dynamics Avengers game. I guess I should point that out. This is, like, significantly better than that Avengers game. So, like, I know I made comparisons to it earlier. This is probably going to be better than that.
That, hat's not gonna get you vertical, Shark.
I can make my own way up.
I can just jump really high. Oh, he actually has, like, powers or whatever.
Well, tickle me stupid. Sharks can fly.
All right. New toys, load of guns. Let's get up on that roof and get our freedom back.
Were they were they sent there specifically to get gear, or what? Did Waller say something about that? Did I just forget?
So here we're taking these iconic characters who don't typically traverse the way they do in our game. But that's the beauty of our storytelling. We've managed to take these unique abilities and make that an extension of their personality.
It's like you can, yeah, you make adjustments to characters so that they can fit better in the game that you're making. That's fine. You don't have to be like, we've crafted it expertly into our story. It's a seamless storytelling. It's like, calm down, bruv. You know, it's not. It truly is not that serious.
Our power is undeniable.
We loved working with Gotham and making that a world.
Wait,
for
what is
players
this?
to experience.
Did the JSA create Suicide Squad doors? Okay, I'm not gonna
We
nitpick it
loved
that
working
much.
with Gotham and making that a world for players to experience. And we wanted to do that with a new location.
Good to get out of that place.
We
Okay,
felt
that's a
Metropolis
really
was the
long.
natural next step to extend that.
It's a really long tentacle, I guess.
And what better way to introduce it than through an invasion from Brainiac with no Justice League to save them?
Just checking. We're all
I mean, I
seeing
do
that
like
thing, right?
the fact that there's just like
The
a
entire game
massive
is about
enemy
fighting
in
behind
the middle of
enemy
the
lines.
map.
Oi, Wally, what the hell have you sent us into? It's a bloody war zone out here. There's a giant skull.
Okay, so they're sent there from the JSA, from the Hall of Justice. How exactly were they? Were they like? Did they travel there underground and then they popped up and they're surprised to see what's going on here? Huh. I'm just a little confused about the setup here.
Congratulations, Task Force X. You're the first assets to make it into Metropolis alive. We're sending a signal transponder to your location.
So you're essentially in Brainiac's backyard.
Your orders are to activate that transponder.
I will say, and I have now realized that Rocksteady has done it yet again. They have finagled a way that the city doesn't have to have civilians in it. Which, by the way, I don't even know that even makes sense. Because are you telling me that Brainiac was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna invade in like a week or two, so you have plenty of time to evacuate all of your civilians." Like, shouldn't there still be civilians here, or are they all just hiding in their homes? I don't know.
What the hell are those things?
I mean, there's no civilians left. Brainiac
Okay, well.
killed them or made them into soldiers to do his bidding. And through this corruption...
Okay, hold on. That's... He's either killed all of the civilians or made them do his bidding? That is... That's kind of insane to think. You have to assume that by the end of this game, when you defeat Brainiac, most of the civilians in Metropolis will probably be turned back to normal? Or are we going to end this game and Metropolis is just a ghost town? That's kind of wacky to think about.
Metropolis have become extensions of Brainiac.
Huh. Is Green Lantern attacking?
What the player knows from our title and what the Suicide Squad is about to find out is that here, the Justice League are the bad guys. They've been corrupted by Brainiac, and over the course of the game, your mission will be to kill them.
Green Lantern, nice. Hey, your face always looks so...
Is it just me, or does he look as
Harley
tall
doesn't
as he
have
looked
any
in the
innate
Hall of
superpowers,
Justice?
So to go up against these beings that have incredible strength, it's a challenge.
I'm in the middle of recon for Brainiac. Let's walk and talk.
You're talking about, you know, the all-star team of superheroes here.
I want you to see this. Pay attention, Floyd.
Let me go home, please. Get it off. Get it off.
Looks bad, feels worse. But once you've been enhanced, there's no going back.
So the monsters are civilians?
When you face off against the most iconic characters in all of superhero-dom in the Justice League, it's by many people's definition an impossible task.
Some might say that it's suicide to attempt it.
Augmenting Brainiac's army. The shot gets it.
The stakes that Rocksteady sets, the challenges they heap upon you as a player.
Time to rally up with Brainiac. Ready?
I guess this is my main thing here, where it's like, what is stopping the Suicide Squad exactly from just killing them immediately? Like maybe it's just, maybe like when you play the game, if there isn't like a good reason as to why they don't just do that. I mean, I'm not gonna like crucify them for it. Like, it's fine, but that is just something that I'm thinking about.
To make the leap?
You know immediately, like, this is the tallest task I will ever take on in a video game.
Okay, you guys need to chill out. Gassing yourselves up here.
Brainiac wondered how you got off the ship.
Is it just me, or are Green Lantern and the Flash just like really tall? Like, what is the scaling here?
Speedster secret. The League doesn't leave anyone behind. Let's make you right, buddy.
You know, that's just
Oh, wait, is the Flash not
Be fighting the Justice League?
Hey, Metrop.
Wait, was right there, was the Flash not taken over yet? So is that something that's going to happen where like the Justice League is about, or like a Justice League member is about to take you out, but then another Justice League member goes to like fight him? That actually is kind of interesting. Maybe we'll see.
There's nothing more high stakes than the boss battles we have in this game.
These are gods like Green Lantern, Batman, Superman, the Flash.
So, what's the plan?
At that point, the game really opens up. We start to see players look at their weaponry and really ask the question of, like, how am I going to kill the Justice League?
Yeah, looking forward to killing the Justice League and all, but, well, you know, these guns are a bit shit. No offense.
Then head northwest. That's the last known of a Gotham arms dealer who's dug into Metropolis. Oswald Cobblepot.
Oh, interesting.
You want to last more than 10 seconds against the League? Cobblepot's been running anti-meta weapons for years. I want him recruited and brought back to the Hall of Justice.
Oh, I'm gonna recruit the shit out of him.
Since Batman Arkham Knight, the
That's
Penguin
funny.
is no longer confined to Gotham City. He's made a name for himself in Metropolis as the authority on anti-meta human weapons. Now, Waller wants the squad to recruit him for Argus.
I see you've already stolen traversal equipment. You'll need it to stay off the streets. Setting a new recon point. Go.
I mean,
All of each character's place
grappling
is
hooks are always going to be
Traversal
fun.
gives the player
They
total
don't need
freedom.
to.
Every character
They can
has
be
their
a
own
little
way of getting
ridiculous.
around that determines how the player moves through this world.
Don't like to boast, but how great was I?
Controlling a superhero character is fun. It's a power fantasy for all players. We wanted movement through the city to be fun. Just existing and moving around in Metropolis is a good time.
I mean,
Metropolis is quite a normal
I don't
city.
know how
Well,
fun this
as
looks
normal as a city
necessarily.
can be in a
It looks
DC
like it might
universe.
be a little tedious, but I don't know. I don't have the controller in my hands.
We spent a lot of time.
Deadshot looks like the most fun to move around because he just has a jetpack.
See all the kind of DC lore that fills this space.
Let me do the talking with Penguin.
I mean, if Harley Quinn is like
Not just
basically
building this, daily planet.
web
No,
swinging,
there's
I mean
a
that could
lot
be
we
cool
can
as well.
import into the city that makes it more than just a city.
Penguin is not truly a penguin.
Yeah, mate. And I'm not a boomerang.
It is known for its size, its scale. Anything from the DC lore, you look at Metropolis as the city of tomorrow.
When did Penguin get out anyway?
Out. He was barely in. Money talks, creeps walk, you know?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if I'm not gonna lie, the story does look fun. Like the voice acting looks good. It's just the gameplay so far is just. I do feel like I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm not immediately looking at the gunplay or the traversal and going like, hell yeah. But I'd be lying if I said the story and the voice acting doesn't look pretty good. I don't know.
It's just a great way for players to experience Metropolis in a new way.
G'day, Pengo. Remember me?
No. Ain't this a right rogues gallery? Who's the big bleeder? Think his cousin used to work for me.
Ooh, which one?
Busted him out of a circus. We're getting the hell out of the city before Argus finds us. You in?
But we are working for Argus.
You bloody what?
Real slick, Shark.
Good talk. Nice catching up. Give my regards to the locals.
Traversal is at the very core of our game.
That's cute.
You will need to be on the move and master each character's movements if you want to succeed. Harley's grapple is made to let her take advantage of the environment to quickly get out of troublesome situations. Or she can use it to quickly close the distance to introduce them to her baseball bat.
Also, I know people are like, oh, well, this is just Sunset Overdrive. And I haven't played Sunset Overdrive, so I'm not going to say that this is dated.
Swinging from the background lets her circumvent the trooper's shields and flank them. It can also let her catapult herself into the air to shoot the corrupted from above. Now that you've seen some of Harley's combat in this scene, let's explore the rest of the squad's unique playstyles in other encounters. Captain Boomerang uses a mix between sniper rifles, SMGs, and shotguns.
What's cracking?
What about Boomerang? Does he use those?
Attack that can be used to create what we call juggle kills and also break enemies' shields. Juggling an enemy with a melee attack means they take guaranteed critical hits from all guns for a short period after. Shoot enemies in their legs and then close the distance to do a shield harvesting strike to get some shield back. Let's shift focus to King Shark.
Cause to celebrate.
King Shark is literally death from above.
Yeah, I mean,
gladly shows with
like,
his
this doesn't
Atlantean
look
bronze.
bad, you know?
He's the character that can take the most
It
punishment.
just doesn't
assault rifles and shotguns,
look like
mistrusted cleavers,
what
seekers of
I
combat
would
knives
want
with some
out of a
bowling action.
Rocksteady DC game.
For the
I mean,
bigger
that really
enemies,
is
each
it.
character gets a super powerful
you know,
single target attack.
But like,
The Suicide Strike.
as long as
This
it's
one-shots
fun,
any enemy hit, but it takes
you know,
longer to recharge.
once I'm
so
in
it's
it, I'm
important
not.
to use it tactically. Finally, Deadshot.
See, you're low caliber, and I'm high caliber.
His traversal is made to let him create his own vantage point.
Oh, what was I gonna?
This
Sorry, I'm
first
resetting my
point puts his
camera.
weapon
I'm not gonna
low,
like.
sniper rifles, assault rifles, and pistols. For more
As long as I'm
close
having
action,
fun playing the
Deadshot
game,
relies on his
I'm probably
iconic
not
wrist
gonna like
cannons. One thing we really
criticize
wanted
it
to
too
bring
much
into
while
this
I'm
game
playing
was a
it.
reimagined version of the Arkham counter system and mix that with our traversal and shooter gameplay. Introducing counter shot. Each enemy has a different reaction to the counter shot. Some will be stunned, some will take damage, some will be interrupted
Counter
and
shot?
get really annoyed. Now let's take a look at Harley absolutely demolish Brainiac's forces with all these tools.
Let's look at it.
My show's all knock 'em dead material.
Oswald
Sure.
Cobblepot, my man. Do we have a job for you? Tell him, Quinn.
You're making guns for us now, Bird Brain.
Thanks for joining us for episode 1 of Suicide Squad Inside.
Okay.
What? I'd already started, so I followed through.
In the months leading up to our launch on February 2nd, 2024, we're looking forward to sharing more details and insights about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. In our next episode, we'll be deep diving into more gameplay, combat mechanics, and how to take the fight to the enemy in your own unique style.
I want to show you what happens next. Let's call it a sneak preview.
Oh, I don't. Who's that
Players to
character?
feel like they explored all these characters that we bring to life in this DC universe.
I'm going to enjoy.
Oh yeah, Lex Luthor's in this.
Characters who aren't very powerful, and through the story, you're learning how to use their skills and become powerful.
We really wanted to deep dive into the RPG system.
You have your enhanced traversal, you have gunplay, you have weapons, there are upgrades and unique talents. And all of that stuff fusing together to create this kind of unique experience.
Together, we are unstoppable. Join me.
Are you kidding?
Too soon.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Pre-order to get classic outfits. We love that. We love pre-orders and skins. You know, why would you be like the Spider-Man games where you just get all the skins through gameplay? Why would you do that when you can monetize it? Okay. Overall, I would say that I am more positive on the game than I was before. Like, actually seeing the Hall of Justice scene in action, right? And just seeing just like an extended look at the storytelling and the character interactions. I'm like, you know what? This does have the Rocksteady charm to it. This does have the good writing, the good voice acting, and the character dynamics do look good. Like I said before, it looks significantly better than the Crystal Dynamics Avengers game. I mean, it does. It does. So I think I'm officially at the point where I can say that I'm going to play the game, and I think I'm going to refrain from watching more of these episodes or like deep dives, because I think I'm at the point where I'm enough in on the story to where I think I think the gameplay looks serviceable enough that I will be able to get through it to consume the story. I think that's where I'm at. And I think that that's probably the best case scenario for this game at this point. As long as I'm able to get through the game without having to deal with any live service nonsense, I think we're going to have to call it a win. You know, hopefully after this, WB just lets Rocksteady go back to making great single-player games. But if we have to suffer through a mediocre gameplay experience, but still a good Rocksteady story, I think we're going to have to call it a win. But let me know what you thought about the gameplay and story and whatnot, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.